Okay, so this will be the third combat tutorial, and in this one I want to illustrate some of the, well, more nuanced things that can happen in battle. So here I have a dungeon with just one minion. It's a manticore, and he's in a chasm. And the chasm says, non-flying frontline units that roll a 1 are immediately slain before resolve damage. So what that means is what I intend to show in this video. Here I have two fighters, a thief and a mage, entering my dungeon. So this is a really strong attack party, and they're going to come and enter the chasm. And I'm going to put the fighters on the front line because I have to. And then I'll put the mage in support and the rogue in support. Okay. And I'm going to be rolling 4 dice total, 1 for the manticore, 2 for the fighters, and 1 for the mage, and then the rogue will add 1 to the fighter's score. Now, I'm going to kind of jimmy this to show you what I want to. Here we go. One of the fighters gets a 1, and one of them gets 2, and the mage gets 3, and the manticore gets a 1. Okay, so I might assign the dice like this. So there's a 1 on that fighter, a 1 on that fighter, and a 3 on that mage, and then this rogue is going to add 1 to this combat score. So the combat score total I have to find first, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay, so 7 is definitely more than 3 or 4. Well, it's 7 times greater than 6, more than 6 times greater than 1. So if there were 6 units attacking this manticore, they could all potentially hit. But as it is, 3 of them are attacking, so all 3 of them are going to hit at this moment. However, because I rolled a 1 and it's for a frontline unit, even though that combat score is going to stay the same, when we get to resolve damage, this fighter has tripped and fallen over the chasm. So he's actually out. That means that when it comes time to resolve damage, the units that can actually hit the manticore are just this one fighter and this one mage. So the manticore is only going to take 2 damage. Okay, so again, the combat score gets added, but when it comes time to resolve damage, this fighter is no longer there, so he can't hit the manticore anymore, and I get him as prestige. Okay, the manticore also rolled a 1, but the manticore is flying, so he does not fall into that chasm. Now, the reason I chose to do it this way, instead of killing this fighter, is that now these units are going to push through. So this mage and this rogue are going to move. They penetrate my dungeon heart, and I'm going to lose 2 influence, and they go back to the dungeon. Back to the castle. So they're out. Well, they will be out. I just set them aside at the moment because this combat's not finished. If I had not blocked this fighter with this manticore, or chosen not to have this guy fall in the chasm, there would be 1 more fighter who pushes through, and I would have lost 1 more point. As it is, I have a manticore with 2 hit points versus a fighter with 2 hit points. And that is still pretty good odds for me to kill that fighter. So let's see what happens. Okay, that does it. I roll an 8 versus a 5. The manticore does 2 damage, and I kill yet another fighter. So that is just one of the things to pay attention to when you're using chasms, and especially when you put flying units like the manticore in. Remember that combat score gets added, but the unit may fall off the chasm when it comes time to do damage, and that's a good thing. Alright, that's it for this very brief tutorial. Oh, and these guys, they win.